Well, hello, everybody. This is Don with the Vlog of Many Things, and with me is the usuals. I have to my right
Steve.
And Tom.
How's everybody doing tonight, guys?
I don't know.
I'm good.
Good.
Doing pretty good.
Oh, Ben, it has been quite the march.
Mm-hmm.
The Ides of March come moving along.
I stayed 49 for yet one more year.
Yay.
Uh-huh.
49.
I you know what? There's a certain time when you repeat it enough that even Father Time goes.
Pretty much.
But no, there have been times where the wife is like, "How old are you?" I'm like, 55, 56. She goes, "You don't even know."
I think Steve, though, is the baby that you can get here. Wait a minute. Chubby Funster says, I'm here. You can get started now. You want to run this show? I'm asking the same question to him right next to me. Jeez. Okay.
I've always been harassing you. That's just part of the job.
Very true. 20 years now almost. Good God. I've known you for almost 20 years.
I know. Isn't that such a horrible thing?
Crazy. Oh, so... Don, Steve, Tom, Tiger, how's everybody? But we're all fine, Mr. Gunn. I was raised a poor orc child. Yep, 95 today. Happy birthday to I was raised a poor orc child's dad. 95. Holy shit. Can you
Dan, God
this?
bless.
Yeah.
I can believe it. My Aunt Norma lived to 92. Catholic nun, full black habit, no Vatican II.
Very, very true.
Didn't believe in a non-Latin
But
mass.
Chubby Funster says,
He was
well, I
gullible.
do have the best hair of the five of us. Wait a minute, real quick. Was Chubby Funster the one I met at Total Con, Eric?
No, that was Joe
Never
Lawyer.
mind. Okay. Brian, how you doing?
All right.
St. Cuthbert?
Chubby will be at North Texas, though.
Oh, okay.
By the way, speaking of old relatives, my grandma Lake ended up making it to 98. She was born in 1910.
98.
God bless.
Mhm.
Wow.
So Eric, you reminded me of this young kid who was like 20 something. I dragged him into my D&D group when I worked at the caterer, and his parents were like Opus Dei, Mass in Latin.
Oh yeah.
It was Opus Dei, right? And
Opus D?
Yes.
Opus Dei, I think is what
No,
it's called.
Opus D.
Oh, okay.
They were
Oh, I
Opus
think they pronounce it Day.
Opus D?
EI, but it's pronounced like Day. Yeah.
I was surprised his rosary beads didn't light on fire because I got him to play D&D.
Okay, hold on a minute. Whose relative was Opus Dei?
There was a kid that I dragged into my D&D group back in Saugus, Mass.
I mean, they're like extreme Catholics. They believe in self-flagellation. They believe in all that stuff. I mean,
Oh,
they
yeah.
literally
I think it was
will
more his
self-flagellate.
parents. I think it might have been more his parents, but
Anyway,
nonetheless, he came to play
was
D&D with us, and he was cool. He was a cool kid. He was cool about it. We were all older than him, and here he is playing D&D with us. And he
Well,
fit
I'll
in
tell
just
you
fine.
what, I am blown away that they play D&D. Their parents find out about that, they'll have that boy flagellated with rosary, ball beads and everything. I mean, they're crazy.
Well, maybe he didn't tell his parents.
Maybe not. I don't think so.
that was self-flagellation. You'll go blind.
No, not that kind of flagellation, Eric. You know what I mean? Oh. Well, so much has happened in March. Where shall we start?
Well, one thing we didn't cover last time that has been happening a lot is there's just been a ton happening with like all the space launches and the rockets going up. They've blown up 2 starships. Just all kinds of cool stuff going on.
Rockets,
They're
red
also
glare.
setting fire to Teslas in the streets and
Yeah.
bombing Tesla.
Burning down
dealers.
Teslas. They got a big Tesla dealership protest coming up on the 29th, and
Yeah, but none of that affects Musk at all because those dealerships are franchises.
I saw a thing the other day about Musk, and I brought a thing up last week about Bill Gates, but they said about Elon Musk that literally he could lose like $50 million a day, and it would be the equivalent of a person who makes $70,000 a year losing $5 a day.
Yeah, probably.
Like,
It's the cost of a small venti Starbucks.
yep.
yeah, my daughter's a manager at Starbucks. It doesn't cost that much.
Well, not for you. You got that family
It's
discount.
for free. Don't let me tell you.
That's what
Do
I'm
me a favor.
saying.
Don't piss off Alyssa. Steve knows Alyssa really well.
Yep.
That fire redhead you don't want to piss off.
Ah,
She's got guts. So
That's why she's manager.
that's right. Well, I guess we'll do is so real quick we'll get in this a little bit. So I guess you're right, Steve. A couple of starships blew up. I mean, was it the entire starship or wasn't it just launch vehicle?
No, yeah, the booster came back just fine in both cases. What they figured out finally was that it's the hot staging ring that's causing the problem. It's overheating components and they're cracking and leaking and causing fires in the engine bay, and that's what's been bringing it down.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah, so they're gonna have to change up how they hot stage.
Chubby Funster says, so I heard you guys had strong opinions on Shadow Dark and WotC. Definitely WotC.
Definitely WotC.
I like
Yeah,
Shadow
I've heard.
Dark. That's a
I
strong
haven't played
opinion.
Shadow Dark, and I haven't even seen it. But from everyone I've seen, they think that her creation is a little opus of creativity.
I like it. It's on the shelf.
Yep.
I've only played in one game though.
Well, Chubby likes it because it's making him money as a third party.
So
I think
Chubby
Chubby-
basically
Chubby.
has a little bit of secondary motives behind this.
Oh yeah, I saw his numbers. March was his best month ever by twofold or something like that. He's rolling in those drive-through bucks.
Jeez.
Oh, speaking of games, did you guys see the trailer come out for Attack on Titan? It's evidently a spinoff of the Titanfall series.
Oh, is that coming out? They got a spinoff
didn't
coming
see
on
it.
it? Did not.
Yeah, I only found out about that yesterday, and that game looks flippin' awesome.
Is that first person?
Yep, first person mech battling.
Oh, yeah. Figure out where that's at. Maybe do a little bit of online gaming. I haven't done much of that. Used to do some Call of Duty back in the day.
Oh yeah, I watched some of the gameplay. It's got a trailer with 22 minutes of gameplay, and oh man, it's just nerdgasm all over the place.
I was raised a poor choice. It's hooray for self-flagellation. That's right. Not like taking a big old tri-whip of wooden beads and beating your bare skin naked until you bleed.
Do you like to see a grown man naked? Oh wait, wrong.
You ever been to a Turkish prison? You ever sit on a grown man's lap?
That's a back to a different age.
Welcome to the vlog of many things. Like those movies would fucking fly these days. Could you imagine Airplane being published today?
Oh my god.
People would be like,
No.
can you, like the scene where the white woman they're walking down the aisle punching all the black people? Was it?
Well, that and when the beaver's mother is like, I speak jive.
Yes.
I love that part.
Which is where a certain Nazi game designer got that phrase and put it in his stupid manuscript.
Yes. Which one?
The Nazi game designer, friend
Oh,
of
no. Which game manuscript?
the Star Frontiers New Genesis.
Oh God, that's right. That one that's right.
In there, yeah.
Yeah,
That
that's
black
right.
people speak jive, and I was like, "Are you kidding?"
That's right. Yep. Well, speaking of Nazi game designers and people who hire them, some good news happened this week.
Oh yeah,
Eric?
actually. No, well, before I even get to that, so my grandparents ran a speakeasy back during Prohibition days, and this is one of those glasses from it. You can see how look at.
Yeah.
I could
I
kill
suppose that's
somebody
the
with
kind
this
you
glass.
smack the drunk across the counter with when he's going too far.
Right, and I got a feeling this was probably a beer glass back in the day. Like, here, enjoy your 6 ounces of beer and shut up. It's a nickel. What do you want? But I've been enjoying my Liberty Quell 911 SBA Uncommon Valor. It's a very small batch bourbon. I don't like Scotch. I do like some very good whiskeys, but I find that if I'm going blind, not blind from drinking. I mean, if I'm going blind as to
Going
what I'm
blind
going to
from
drink,
flagellation?
no. You could.
Some people do.
I've got the bottle in one hand. Oh, what's in my? No, I got a glass in the other hand.
That's the other hand.
But if you have to ask me what do I want without knowing the quality of what it is, I'll probably go for a bourbon because bourbons just have a nice color. Nice. I'm not pouring much. I gotta, you can't like vlog and drink at the same
Yeah, you
time.
can.
Yeah, you can.
Like,
Absolutely you can. Yep.
I'm just trying to be good, but it's been a good week, and I want to thank the support of everybody.
Shelby, that'll be the next
Eric
lawsuit.
personally sabotaged
That'll be the next one.
Project Siegel. And there's a 10. Come on, man. Craig, don't give me up, my man. Go.
Don't give trolls ideas.
Yes,
Hey,
because
I'm
you know
calling
what?
WotC right now. Let me get Lauren on email.
Yeah, don't give trolls ideas.
But here's the thing is I couldn't even beta test the beta test that I got because they never came out with an OS X Mac version. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Well, they still have those 3 people working on it. So,
Yes.
someday, soon.
I'll send the notes to my
Congratulations,
bottle.
Eric. Yep. Because basically what happened was we all know that there's been a highly contested lawsuit back and forth between Justin Lanasa, Dungeon Hobby Shop Museum, and New TSR, aka Bankrupt TSR. But it's still an entity in the lawsuit. You initially, if I understand, you won that lawsuit, correct?
It was motion to dismiss was granted on that. We filed a motion to
Yes,
dismiss.
but then the plaintiffs, the original plaintiffs, the 3 of them, went ahead and filed an appeal.
Yes.
And me and you actually at TotalCon, me and you listened to the appeal recording.
Yes.
And like I was telling Tom, I was listening to that recording. They didn't give slack to anyone's attorney. I mean, they treated them both equally. I mean, it was a fair appeal.
It certainly was. Although, as was pointed out to me, opposing counsel was talking for 3 times the amount of time my counsel was. Good or
Yes,
bad?
he actually got
just an
literally almost
observation.
3 times the amount of time.
Yeah.
So, but then the other night, I discovered that your appeal was one through. I'm the only one on Pacer at 11:30 at night. People, come on, what the hell's going on?
Apparently so.
David Floor might be on Pacer at 11:30 at night.
No, David said he couldn't get on Pacer the other day. He said he for some reason can't access his account.
David Floor has a Pacer addiction, so he's probably in withdrawal right now.
Yeah, he's probably like, you must pay your bill.
Yeah. So I see this, and I'm like, wait a minute here. I've talked to Eric several times today, and he hasn't mentioned this shit. I'll bet you
Nope.
fucking know.
So
I
see
Eric his voicemail.
I see like my phone's ringing, and I'm figuring it's my son. Like, I gotta stop this YouTube thing that I'm watching with Rach, on the big screen TV to listen to my son talk about whatever. And I go, oh, it's Don. I go, what time is it?
Yeah.
And as an aside, folks, we are adults, which usually means in our case, before you call somebody, you text them or you PM them and go, hey, you around for a phone call or are you on the shitter? So because and it's like, so he's calling without the pre-screening. I'm like, oh God, this has got to be bad, good. it's something. And it was something. Thank you.
You're welcome. It was a good phone call to make, but basically what happened was the appeals court sided with Eric.
Yes.
So,
And by the way, so the panel, the way it works is there's 3 judges that hear the appeal,
yes.
and one of those judges was the Chief Justice of the Second Circuit.
Oh, really? That was one of the 3 that
Wow.
was the case?
One of the 3 was the Chief Justice. So now, listen. I'm not saying the ball is done. It's deflated. But listen. It's theoretically you could ask for an en banc,
Yes.
which is in front of all 15 senior circuit judges, but they generally don't take cases unless they're important. In my case, isn't important, and they only take about 3%. Or, and this is the one I would be very amused by. Just saying, Supreme Court, because Supreme Court costs anywhere from 150 to 250,000 just to get your filing in. And they only take 1%.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that most of those get pre-screened out before too much money
and
is
not to
spent.
sound like a jerk, but I'm not trying to minimize what you've been through because you've been through hell. Let's just be honest. But in the scheme of things, your lawsuit is so minimally unimportant in the scheme of the U.S. Supreme Court that you would never have a hope in hell to see.
No. They if this got to Judge Thomas, he'd look at this and go, you know what? That hair in a Coke can back in the day was a lot more of a story than this will ever be.
So
And it's a nothing burger.
So I have a question. Do you have
Yes.
any inclination at all that he's going to drop it, or that he's going to try to push it forward?
If he doesn't, I'd be surprised because he sounds like that kind of guy.
Right. Does a bear shit in the
Exactly.
woods?
Well, real quick, I was raised a poor child. Says I was looking for Satine Phoenix last night. We don't cover that type of shitty subject on this show, not tonight. So thing is
you got the wrong channel. That's on
Pornhub.
Pornhub.
Yeah, Pornhub. That's the 11:30 at night show that you want to go check out for that type of stuff.
I thought she gave all that up to be a counselor or life coach or something.
Yeah, okay, real quick, I will say for official sake that I will give Satine Phoenix one thing. She got in some really bad shit early on in her career. I imagine that she was manipulated by some people that she should not have been in contact with. I get it. Okay. She got away from it, and she had the golden egg in her hand. She was the queen of WotC, literally. She would go to a convention and she would have droves of people buzzing behind her.
Oh my God.
And she threw it all away.
I witnessed it. I used to call it, you know what? You have that, what was it? Protection from arrows, 10-foot radius or whatever. She had a protection from normies.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was this group of protection that just surrounded her, and she'd walk and you weren't going to get close. Not that I wanted to get close. But the only other person that I've ever seen at a convention that had a similar effect, but was much less obnoxious about it, was Ernie. And with Ernie, it was everybody was looking to, kiss the ring, get a little scrap of I want to get some lint off Ernie's shoes because then, God,
well, they have a touch.
But-
they have a touch with the name, the son of Gygax,
Right.
thing.
But Satine and Ernie didn't look like he enjoyed it because he just wanted to talk to people. Satine reveled in it. And this is my opinion and my observation. I saw it at GaryCon. And you saw the mob of people before you saw what was in center. And you only realized what was in center because she had those fake ears on.
Yes. And what did she throw it away for? She threw it away over what? Maybe about $2,000-3,000 in tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was the incident that made all these other people feel safe to come out and say, "Well, I didn't get paid either. I didn't get paid. I didn't get paid."
Well, let's be honest with you. The amount of people who didn't get paid were more than just a couple of $1,000s.
Yes, but I have a feeling.
I don't think that project, the last Kickstarter, ever came out.
But the thing is, I have a feeling that if it was not for that tattoo artist having the balls to come out, she would still be today the queen of D&D that she once was.
In my experience, tattoo artists have overinflated balls generally.
Poke it with the needle, they'll be fine. But yeah, no, it's God. By the way, her ex-husband has changed his name.
Oh God, what is it? Okay, stop. Hold on. What is it now?
He's no longer Jameson because I guess Jameson is too much like whiskey, and God forbid that he's called Jameson.
Is he called like
he's
the light of D&D or some bullshit now?
Light.
Really? He's called Light?
Light.
Yeah. What, like whiskey light?
How
Or
do you
light
buy a
beer,
lotto
or
ticket tonight?
light beer or
No, not light, not like Miller Lite with the LITE, which by the way is a trademark, but light as in every other light beer, LIGHT. So yes, he's light. He is the light. So he has his own.
I'm pretty sure Jesus cornered that one when he said, "I'm the way, the truth, and the light." So no.
You know what?
I don't know.
After
man.
reading her Instagram, that real brief back and forth where she threw all the text out there between the two of them, maybe if one would keep her knees shut and the other one would keep his zipper zipped up, except when it comes to their spouse, maybe they wouldn't have the problems they do. Sorry, that's just the vlog of many things. Don's opinion. Because let me tell you, if I was unfaithful to my wife would not be fucking tweeting about it. My wife would be bringing a pink fucking baseball bat to the fucking show. And it would have my name written on the end of it. I promise you that.
You'd be done.
Yeah.
You know nothing, Jon Snow. You know nothing.
No. No.
Let's see. Chubby Funster says, my wife has a friend that is an Amazon executive. Her husband is English, moved with her to Mexico City for Amazon 4 years now, has not gotten a job, still doesn't speak Spanish. He is a life coach. You want to know another life coach that's really kind of unique? They finally cropped his head up. I saw today. Michael Hovermail is a life coach now.
Oh,
What?
Yes, Michael Hovermail is a life coach.
Is that Michael Hovermail or Dean Coppermail? I'm not sure.
I think it's the same person, but he goes by Hovermail mostly when he posts.
Oh.
And that Dippleweed went ahead and posted today.
Oh,
You're
did
gonna
he?
love this. He posted today a link to a D&D puppet show. I joke you not.
Is this like one of those Japanese puppet shows, Mary?
I have no clue. I had to click on it. You know, it's like clickbait. You got to click on it. It's like a car accident. You got to slow down and look at it. I clicked on this thing, and what it was is a bunch of fucking Muppet-like creatures. One smokes dope and is so high it can't even function except roll dice.
Okay.
The other one acts like, I don't even know what it's supposed to be, almost like a Gand. I mean, I don't even know.
And generally, puppet shows are for kids, and so we're going to promote this to kids.
Yes, basically.
I didn't know it was possible to lose more respect for Michael Hovermail. But
Wait, hold on. You got to have respect, don't you?
Thank you.
we were friends with him one time, so I had respect for him at one time. But I'm like, the bar has lowered even lower for Michael now. I'm like, that's just ridiculous. I can't believe that.
Yeah, it's almost like he's.
I can't believe it, but
It's almost like he's over there saying, you think I can't go lower? Hold my beer.
Hold my beer. There you go.
Let's see here. Well, I'm still waiting for his.
That would be one of those light beers, right?
Right. I tried looking up Graph Paper Architect on Social Blade, the site that allows you to compare YouTube channels. But his channel is so unwatched and has so few uploads that it says there's a channel, but then you get a 404 error or something like that when you try to reach it because it doesn't
really?
have enough data to actually spew
Pull something
anything
out.
back.
Oh, jeez.
Real quick, Chubby Funster says this whole segment will be a great transition to a discussion of how men in the industry have a hard time not talking about women in the industry. We're hopelessly interested in their antics. Oh no, when it comes to Satine and AKA Light now, excuse me, I'll get his name right. Light and Satine were kind of like the same animal, I think. We know why Light hooked onto her.
She was a
He
bigger
was,
name.
I think, he was grifting off of her fame.
Yeah.
Because I heard from several people that were in their little inner circle that she wouldn't go get up and take a piss without him knowing where she was going, what she was doing, and when she'd be back. I mean, he was like clamp on control. So
I've heard similar rumors. It's all. I was surprised that she got the position that she did, but the history that she had.
I do not believe that I don't think they researched her and they found her history is the problem.
Well, I believe that the person that hired her knew her history because the person that hired her was also.
Why are you pointing up at me?
No.
Your point was valid. I agree. With you.
Yeah, the person that hired her is the same person that brought in like Zach Smith as a consultant.
Oh,
Okay. Never mind. Understand now fully.
maybe
I get it.
maybe he found her at 11:30 at night on that other
Yeah.
channel we were discussing.
So I mean, I'm just saying. I just think that the individual that hired her probably didn't say to his bosses, "Hey, by the way, she used to do porn." I don't think that was part of the conversation.
I don't think that was part of the conversation.
Leave that part off your resume. Just put down entertainer.
Hey, Steve,
Hmm?
if you're going to surf the internet, take your fucking glasses off.
Yeah, har har har.
I can see the porn in your glasses.
What's that orange and black logo on your glasses there, Lake?
He's looking for Steve.
I kind of wonder though, with the fact that the one dude overlooked her porn career. It's almost like, if I tell them about that, they're going to wonder about me now and what I've been surfing.
No. He knew about it.
Yeah, no,
I know.
Yeah, he just overlooked it. Just decided that what it was. Steve, was this in case you don't know, is Satine Phoenix she was a woman who was a representative really of D&D for Wizards of the Coast. Right. She was their spokesperson. She was actually pretty good at it.
Yeah, she was actually their second spokesperson.
Yes. She would dress in the elf ears. She would do the games. She would roll she would show up at conventions. She was like
ironic in light of the fact that they're so concerned about people being used and abused. You got to have a legacy disclaimer about slavery, about racism. And yet here you've got somebody who's been exploited for their body, and they're going to use her as a,
community coordinator representative. Yeah, I know.
It's kind of ironic to me. It just smacks me as I don't know, hypocritical, ironic. Something
hypocritical, definitely.
Yeah, definitely hypocritical. But oh well.
I love this comment. White beer steals your strength.
Damn you.
Oh, I tell you what. St. Cooper says, "Are my eyes that bad, or all of you out of focus?"
I'm in focus.
Am I? I'm not out of focus, am I?
I don't know.
I'm good.
I'm having lighting issues.
I'm just eating M&Ms.
Oh, I know what's going on. What I did tonight, guys, was this. This is before the other two show. It was just me and Steve. I adjusted the frames of the show where we moved in, where there's not as much back area to be shown.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want to show all the stacked up dead AD&D victims I have piled up behind my chair.
Oh, so you actually kill the players and not just the player characters?
Yeah, you got to make it realistic, don't you?
God damn it.
Well,
That's
You
like
got to
a
be thorough, man.
new meaning to
thorough.
total party kill.
Exactly.
Total party
Yeah, Don
kill.
was just trying out one of his area of effect spells.
That's right. Rob, how you doing tonight?
Rob. Hey,
Comes
folks, you
now.
can see Rob tomorrow on the Random Party Generator. Maybe
Oh,
even
Rob's
Joey.
gonna be on your show tomorrow night.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's the fourth Friday.
Ah, okay. St. Cuthbert lies and says, "What is porn? Never heard of it." Tisk, tisk, tisk. We don't
That was the internet way, prawn. So you don't get.
So you don't get filtered.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, we got some Zach history here. Remember, Zach once told me that GMing was too scarce of a duty to perform for money.
sacred.
Porn stars are not known for their moral consistency.
Yes, too sacred. I remember that because that's when Greg was affectionately known as the Pope of the OSR, and I was
Greg who?
that Greg Christopher Chubby, and I was known as that fucking cop. That was the
Fucking cop.
that fucking cop. It kind of fits.
I
Back
love
in
that.
the days of Google Plus.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Thank you, by the way, for letting me know that the other day earlier. I am definitely ordering me some of those. That is, those are hard to find.
Oh,
Sorry,
Yeah.
me and Rob are satisfied of very weird things. You know, we got a fetish between the two of us. Hey, he
That's
turned me
okay.
on to one of the best
Whatever works.
large format EcoTank printers that I've ever had in my life. This thing is a beast. Thank you very much, Rob, for letting me know about that.
Hmm.
I know y'all are impressed. Like y'all want to buy a 12 by 18, no, or full bleed EcoTank printer. I know it's on your guys' list.
Definitely.
Mr. Gunn says, Mr. Rob Conley says that Mr. Gunn's going well, working on the final chapter. The only sad thing is I had to dial the scope back a bit as I'm at 100,000 words. I'll have to do the overview of the content later. Oh, are you doing something new, Rob?
I bet he is.
Please.
Wedding book.
Please.
I'm always working on something.
Yep, ET8550.
So
This is the geek coming out of me. This thing will do 12 by 18 full bleed. This thing will do 11 by 17 full bleed. Photographic quality. It takes everything from photographic paper on down to regular crappy 20-pound paper. It's an eco tank, so one fill up lasts you forever. Tom, mock me all you shall with your laughter.
I have like a, I don't know, 5550 or 6550. I don't do those large shit that you got.
I got a cheap ass Hewitt Packard sitting over here on the desk.
Oh, and
I
I
got-
can print cards too. Rob told me about that and showed me.
Excuse me. It's a brother, not a Hewitt Packard.
Brother's a decent printer.
Yeah, I've got a color LaserJet M255, so and that thing's been a trooper.
Chubby Funzer says, I was the Pope because I wish Raggy would make a vagina-based monster in LOTFT. Not that I wanted to ban them, but I just didn't like them and wished he didn't do it. I'm a Puritan, I guess.
I think Puritans went out of fashion a while
What would you
ago.
call a vagina-based monster? We have quite a few viewers here tonight. We got an active chat. A vagina-based monster.
That's listen. Vaginas are magical. Are one of the adventures.
I've got a name.
For. What?
Think about it this way: the clam of many things.
Wah, wah, wah.
Ba-dum-ba-ba-dum-ba. Listen, I always wanted to write a Penisaurus adventure, but have it be like a 1950s movie, and have like the random scantily clad women on the beach have to fight off and defend the town from the Penisaurus. Haven't gotten anywhere with it, but I wanted to run it as a convention game and just see that it would be in the convention calendar.
We did say that this was March Madness, the end of March mashup, so you're getting what you paid for here tonight, guys.
And which is you're paying absolutely nothing, so
Wait a minute. There's a vagina-based monster in S3.
Yeah, it looks like the Sarlacc pit, right?
No, but that's not a vagina-based monster. That's just a monster that looks like a vagina.
Yeah, from back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah, and you probably know the artist probably did that and probably sat back and said, "Hey, I bet you they let this shit go through."
Are you kidding me? With Palace's Silver Princess, the stuff that got through on the original edition of that module, that's, I don't know.
100,000 words. Rob, run with it. Run with it. Well, Mr. Gunn, technically, I guess we are.
Oh, speaking of like the scantily clad women joke, I to get a chuckle out of all these people that are like, they'll if they have a character that they're playing, or maybe it's in the show they're watching or something like that, if it's a guy, the dude has to be like literally a walking tank with tons of armor on and everything like this. And then, okay, now the women warriors come out. They come out and all they got is like boob armor and panty armor, and the rest of us bare skin, and I'm just sitting there going, nope, that ain't real. Forget you. Get that out of here.
But that's classic D&D.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's classic D&D, Conan D&D.
Yeah, it's but it's like it's so unrealistic. It just drives me up a wall. It's like, okay, she walks out looking like a tank, just like the other guys. Okay, I'll believe that, even though her body frame probably can't actually carry that. But don't just do it for TNA. Do it for something that I can actually visualize and say, yeah, I can actually see that in a real battle.
You can visualize that all you want, Steve. It just depends on what you're getting into.
Let me put a plug in for Bad Squiddo Games. It's badsquiddogames.com. They are a miniatures manufacturer, and it's run by a woman, and she does a lot of female miniatures, and they're done to present them the way they really should be presented, not TNA came off of HBO or whatever. It's they're really well done miniatures, and I absolutely love Bad Squiddo Games because they've got like unique stuff that you can add to an army you're building, and you're like, they have World War I British women in uniform who are operating the pigeons. They use the pigeons for sending messages. Mm-hmm. So they've got those miniatures, and you've got the whole thing with the pigeons, and you've got the women operating it. And, so I just want to put a plug in for Bad Squiddo Games. I've been a fan of them for a while. You can get Queen Elizabeth. You can get different things from them. And I just think the company's really awesome. So
cool.
Vanishing Tower Press, how you doing tonight?
Vanishing Tower Press. You cast a spell on him.
There's another Wizard Tower Games on Twitter, but he didn't like my attorney's pre-trademark notice on his company.
Oh, did he start it up after yours?
Yep. So we sent him a letter. He hasn't posted on Twitter in like 8 months, I think.
Nice.
Let's see here. Vanishing Tower Press. After running Shadow Dark, I must say I still prefer BFRPG. All the uniqueness in SD can be found in there. Free supplements. But I think you have to understand something, Vanishing Tower Press. I think the thing with Kelsey's game is she's just coming out with it. She's just coming out now with, isn't this a campaign setting she's doing like 1.5 million on now?
Yep.
So
maybe even more.
Does she have an SRD on this?
She actually has a very generous license.
Open game license.
Good deal. So she has a nice, generous OGL.
And here's the thing. I just heard an interview of her, and I think it was at one of the conventions recently. And she was saying that she had been working on her game, and then the OGL crisis struck. So she had been working to produce this game system, Shadow Dark, and then this whole OGL thing blew up. And so at first she was like, "Oh my God, we're done. We're out of business." But then, she just pushed forward with it, did the Kickstarter. Of course, it blew the doors off, record numbers.
Yeah.
And and now the latest Kickstarter again is doing record numbers. So
Okay, as somebody who's never looked at it,
1.7.
okay, speaking to two people I know that probably have, tell me, what are the high points of Shadow Dark?
go ahead, Eric.
You go first. No, go ahead, Tom. You go first. And I'll
Well,
give you my
it's
feedback.
everybody says it's 5e but with OSR sensibilities, and I think that's pretty correct. So you've got all these players out there who outnumber the OSR, who know 5e, but it brings in that, and I've got OSR, I got old school people my age who are like, oh, come on, dude, just play 5e. They like 5e, but they really like Shadow Dark. And so that's part of the attraction. And I just like that mechanic about, all right, you lit a torch, real world timer is 60 minutes. When 60 minutes is up, your torch goes out. I love that mechanic. I absolutely love that mechanic.
You see, that's the thing about open worlds. I've got mechanics like that in open worlds because that's what I converted AD&D to. That's one of the big things I did. I went actual time because instead of this weird game time. That way, if players want to sit around, they want to take 20 minutes to talk and think about if they're going to open the freaking door, go the fuck right ahead. Do it. Your torches are going out.
Well, that's like people playing War Machine and the from Privateer Press. In the rule book, the guy who wrote the rule book talked about playing with his wife, and he was agonizing over the war game move, and his wife reached across the table and put her hand on his hand and said, "Just play like you got a pair." And so that was the impetus for him developing War Machine, and I think it was Hordes as war game rules. One was more steampunky, one was more fantasy.
Yep. So listen, the comments are very good in the chat. I will say this about Shadow Dark. It is an old school OSR chassis with the 5e engine behind it. It looks outwardly like a classic Ford from like the 40s, but
Nice.
the engine is like a Mustang engine. Okay, it's been updated for modern sensibilities. Her presentation is awesome. The rules play real quick, real easy. If you've played old school D&D, James Mishler, if you don't know who James is, James has been writing old school material for decades, is the one that brought her into role playing. We would call that her rabbi in the NYPD. Like, he's the one that showed her the light. So yes, she cut her teeth writing for 5e, and Shadow Dark is essentially it's old school reimagined. Like if you were building off the 5e SRD as opposed to the 3e SRD, you probably have advantage and disadvantage. Awesome, but you can play that game and roll up a character in 10 minutes. That's old school.
That's
plays much like old school D&D. The spells are different. Spells are a bit more like DCC in a way. You got failure and successes, but I love it. It's the only thing we've only live streamed live play on my channel, I think twice, and both were Shadow Dark games. To the point where Kelsey uses our live plays to show people, old school gamers, playing Shadow Dark, and we played it like a regular gaming group, making fun of each other, busting balls, and arguing rule issues out live. And if you can do that with a game and come to consensus, because Greg will tell you, Rob will tell you, our gaming group is all generally game designers. So if there's a question about a rule, you've got game designers already going, all right, how am I going to argue this out? And Joe the lawyer. All right, so you know how this shit's going to play out. it went really well. And when we did a second session, I was like, I can't believe we're doing a second session. We always swore we never live stream because we're a bunch of assholes.
I hope she doesn't show that that part where I fell asleep towards the end of the session.
Hey, as a small aside, do you guys add kind of like punny stuff into your games? Because I did like with Magefall. Of course, that's obviously a parody on gaming. One of the things I did in there was I created a company called Dungeon Dash, which is basically a play on DoorDash, and they basically run food to adventurers down in dungeons. And and one of the first introductions of it was the guy was sent to deliver food to guys on the 16th level of a dungeon, and he didn't know there was supposed to be a service entrance, so he had to crawl the dungeon to get to them to give them their food. So
I think puns are part of any D&D game, is what I think.
Well, puns are quoting Monty Python.
Yeah, Monty Python. Yeah. Very, very classic.
oh yeah.
Chubby, I sometimes have bad dreams where I am GMing and Tom falls asleep.
Giving people nightmares. What am I doing here?
You know,
I almost clicked the ban button on him on accident. Chubby, if you're banned, it was an accident.
Well, he'll unban you. I've done that. I've figured ban people, and it was like, oh, geez.
Like, oops.
Yeah.
That's why I like the embedded chat on Restream. I don't have to put every comment up, and it's just like if you keep up on it, because otherwise, I think I banned like 2 people by mistake during our days.
I've only banned like one person here, actually 2 accounts, and they both been attached to an asshole. So, and no one's been showing up tonight, so maybe that's a good thing.
well, it's not Friday night.
True. Methane on sale right now. Still, street rates going on right now.
He couldn't reach his meth dealer, maybe. I don't know.
Rob says, well, Greg, just remember the time you rolled the 3 nat 20s in a row, killing King Arthur's heir. Damn.
Oh, by the way, speaking of street drugs, did you see the meme that said now they're now selling eggs on the street corner and weed in the stores? How times have changed.
That's the way it's going these days.
That's funny because I got a guy over here in Turner who has he has chickens, and like I'll buy a dozen eggs from him, and he like delivers them right to my door.
Nice.
I pay him at church.
Does he guarantee like a brown paper bag?
It's like, or he starts coming up to the door and also, woo, in the background, you see him heading down the street in a hurry,
Just send him a text and he delivers.
I need eggs. My breakfast needs eggs now.
Pretty screwed up, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So what does everybody think? Got to get in a little bit of politics tonight. What does everybody think about this group chat giving our attack plans or intentions on Yemen out?
I think that's just a bunch of BS hype stuff. Somebody's looking for a reason to complain, and that's the latest thing that they grabbed onto.
You really believe that shit, Blake?
Yeah, everything I've seen about the text, because they publicize the text, and texts are a nothing burger.
What are you talking about? They're a nothing burger. They're talking about times our flight we're going to be attacking. They're not saying where and when.
That was what, from what I read. Anything that was time sensitive had already happened. So there wasn't anything that was officially really given out. Personally, I think that there's so many leaks in the Trump administration anyway, not from the main figures, but from figures below. I don't even know if this was some way to try to expose one of their leaks. But it isn't much of anything because it dropped off the news cycle in less than 2 days.
It's still a serious need. I think though,
if it drags out a little bit longer, somebody should just lose their job and move on.
Right.
I agree. That's my whole point. That's my
Oh,
whole
yeah.
point here. Is
But-
I
but
thought that
Yeah, but it shouldn't. It's not the person losing their job is not going to be somebody that had to go in front of the Senate because they're not the ones that invited the news individual into the group. So saying that they want Hegseth's head is he's not the one that invited the guy into the group. I don't as an issue. That's just people who don't like Trump's administration trying
Exactly.
to find a head that they can stop.
But I will just throw it out here, and then we'll read Chubby Funster's comment. If this happened during the Biden administration, this would be a rolling frickin' scandal.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be honest.
It would be, and guess what? Nobody would get fired.
Yeah, nothing would happen.
No, nobody would get fired.
I
I
mean-
mean, listen, that's just that. When Hillary was found out to have her own server, she got a slap on the wrist.
Yeah,
Well,
it's just politics.
It's. I mean, to me, it's like, well, what you're telling me you don't trust the U.S. government and their cybersecurity to run an accurate email server. You got to rub one out of your spare bathroom. I mean,
Well, Chubby Funster, I guess, out you, Eric, here. Chubby says, I have it on good authority that Eric has infiltrated the Lanasa group chat, and that's why he knows everything before it happens. Busted, Eric.
Yeah, we did have some people on the inside. And
Yeah, we did. I got to admit that.
We had a few insiders.
Not that I know any names or anything. I would never, don't know
Well,
anybody.
there were multiple insiders because that group leaked, and that's why he eventually booted everybody out of the Star Frontiers New Genesis group, except for himself and Dave Johnson and Michael Yak, and then started inviting people back in.
Isn't paranoia fun?
Oh yeah,
It's freaking awesome.
but you know what?
yeah. Well, speaking.
But the best part is the that Spanish name there that doxed Eric Garcia or Gomez.
Oh, Gomez.
I got to bring out my
Mario.
spider map.
Yeah, that was the alt that was inviting people back into the Star Frontiers New Genesis group, and yet it wasn't a part of the group somehow. Who knows how that works?
But here's the thing. That was actually not a bad tactic, honestly. Ken Whitman did the same thing when all of his plans, meanderings, his awesomeness was getting leaked before it could happen from somewhere within his friend circles. So he unfriended everybody and then brought people back very slowly, which did really hurt my information gathering, I gotta say.
Well, that's what you get with paranoid people. What they do is because their own mind starts working against them.
Yeah.
They start seeing shadows where shadows aren't there. So what they do, the best way of doing it is you nuke everything. You scorch earth it, and you start growing the corn, stalk by stalk back.
Yeah.
Well, you know why they're doing it? Because they don't want to get droned because they let something out that they shouldn't have.
Well, Lanasa says the thing, and believe it or not, guys, this guy sitting next to me is the only person I know that does not have a Facebook account.
Yeah, Facebook made sure I didn't have a Facebook account.
Yeah, he pissed off Facebook pretty bad about 7-8 years
Oh,
ago.
they just flat banned me and they told me do not ever show your face here again. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Steve, we hardly knew
Tell
you.
me off camera what you did.
Oh, trust me, I know Steve well. He really, really got Facebook worked up quite a few times early on.
Oh yeah, and it wasn't even over. It wasn't over anything really controversial. I just, and the thing I got banned over was something you can go to Wikipedia and verify. You can go out into the archives and verify it. It was verifiable truth
and lie through your teeth. And many things with me present.
No, that's what it was. All I said, and it wasn't even a post I made. It was a reply to somebody else. I said. I said, Israel legally owns their land, which there is legal contracts for that. And Facebook said, nope, you're out. And I'm like, what? I mean, that was all I said.
It wasn't that comment.
No, it was that comment. That was the one that they banned me on.
It was the boat that needed to be sunk in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean comment, Steve.
No, I never said anything like that. Now your boat maybe, but no.
Your boat? Your boat?
Yeah, Don has a. Don't you know he has a yacht and a mansion out in the Caribbean that comes from all of his stolen author profits.
That's right. Those authors. That's right.
And and you got like little dinghies to smuggle drugs? Is that what you do,
That's
man?
right. I'm
Remember,
with the
Don
cartels.
got
and everything.
banned for saying that goblins were evil.
Yes, I did. That was
You
what.
got banned for 1 month. You couldn't post
Yeah, it was a
anything on
30-day, yeah, it was
Facebook
a 30-day ban for saying that.
for saying goblins are
Charlie
evil.
Foster says
I'm pretty
not
sure
a huge
goblins are evil.
not a huge complaint, but Steven's audio is like 50% higher than everybody
And
else's.
Steve's just 50% louder than the rest of us. It has nothing to do with
What? Yeah, my audio does weird stuff like that. So
Let me see if
Yeah.
I can do any corrections here. How's it? Talk now, Steve.
yeah, can you hear me? Okay.
Oh, wow.
Can
Yeah.
you hear me now? Can you hear
Okay,
me?
I dropped his audio level down a little bit.
That's okay. So,
Oh, cool. Didn't know
going
you
back
could
to the actual very topic, though, was it Diego Garcia, the island that we rent from the Brits in the middle of like the Indian Ocean? Apparently, a lot of long
I
range.
can't
Mario
talk about my
Gomez.
secret Caribbean island.
Mario
Don't you guys know that?
Gomez.
No, I'm talking about the island in the Indian Ocean.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, that's right. We do have one, don't we?
Yes, it's a
We have
British
beef with
territory,
Jews
but
there.
we own it, kind of. We rent it. We're the only ones there, and apparently we've been flying long range bombers out there this past week. All open
Yes.
source, folks. All open source. I am not on a call, with anybody.
You're not no group
Yeah,
chat,
right.
are you?
I'm not one of those green army men with the secrets. But apparently, and depending on what article you read, it's they're going to bomb the Houthis or they're going to bomb Iran because Iran is days away from getting.
Well, there's only
Weapon
2 targets for
nuclear
Diego
material.
Garcia. I mean, if you're not bombing Ethiopia or the
Oh
Sudan,
no! These long range bombers can get pretty much anywhere from Turkey and closer. So
B-52.
it puts Iran and it puts the Houthis out in Yemen all in range.
Right in their
Why are we
target, yeah.
talking current events? I gotta
The trend says I was in another tab fun posting on 4chan when Steve started speaking. It scared me so badly I farted. So thanks for turning him down.
And that's the way it was. Z, we can smell you from here, and I think
I know, such a stinky comment.
Well, March is over, pretty much wrapping up. So, anything else we got to talk about March, or
Watsy Court.
Watsy's pretty much been Watsy.
Well, yeah, Watsy's pretty much. We haven't heard anything from Watsy. There must be something brewing that's a controversy.
Oh, there's something. They're going to do something that's going to piss people off.
Yeah.
Well, they evidently do that just for kicks and giggles or for a daily laugh or something, because just how often they do it.
Eric, you got a question. So, Eric, tell me what you really think about Mike Merles tonight.
Honestly, my own personal opinion is I'd love to hear his answers. And I know he owes us nothing. But at the same token, I always say if you're putting your hand out for money, and what he's going to be doing when he puts out his new game, we're going to want to know the answers as to why the change in light, not Jameson going to light. Why the change in his vision of what proper RPGs should be?
Because it's called pandering.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to use such terms because people get offended by it. So I just say bullshit.
Oh, come on, Eric.
But,
You've never been worried.
He is pandering to his current leash keeper.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, Mr. Gunn, I love you, sir, but you're do I know where my Discord server is? You know, that's from my youth.
Wait a minute, can I ask a question? Does Mr. Gunn ever show up in your Discord server?
I don't think so.
I was about to say, I've been in there a few times. I ain't seen him.
No, he just likes to cause shit.
But it is at 60 minutes. We've been on this about an hour. So, we have to keep it usually about an hour.
Nah.
So it's been
I mean, you guys can keep it rolling. That's fine.
I think we kind of run out of things. We start talking about, Trump era chats. I think we've ran out of stuff to talk about.
Did we talk about gaming tonight?
Yeah, we talked about all kinds of gaming. We talked about gaming. We talked about D&D WotC porn queens. We talked about all kinds of stuff, man.
Satine, Light. Oh, jeez. Eric's court case.
Chubby Funster, it's almost like people want consistency from their RPG personalities. You can't just do a 360 and change everything about your position without people asking questions. Very, very true.
No, very, very wrong, Greg. It's a 180. 360, you're back to the beginning.
You'd be back right when you start. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Remember your geometry. Remember your geometry.
Man. Does he play D&D?
Yes.
Let me guess. He's the type of guy that lights a torch and thinks it's supposed to be on all night, right?
Greg? No, Greg is the one that writes all the Shadow Dark supplements.
Oh, okay. No, that's right. That's right.
So he understands about timing. Maybe.
Good deal. Well, everybody, thanks for coming on tonight. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. It will be next week. We will be on the 3rd. I will be gone on a family vacation with the wife. So
cool.
This might have to go upon my 3 companions if they're going to do it. If not, it'll be the following week.
Yeah, we do it.
Yeah.
And by the way, there won't be a live stream on my channel on the 4th because I'm going to be at a comedy show. So,
gotcha.
Yeah.
And so then WizardCon is literally 1 month away.
Yep.
So we have to go there. As a matter of fact, tomorrow, after my wife gets her haircut enlightened, so I can go deal with them on the event, make sure everything's in line and all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. And so
even better, cross your I's and dot your T's, man. Come on, get it all done.
So everybody, thank you tonight. Everybody have a good night. And I guess what we will do is we'll see some people probably in the next week or 2.
Sure.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Well, everybody have a good night, and we'll see you later.
Okay.